Sometimes, a single moment can change everything. Maddie was just another mom trying to get through a regular day, juggling groceries, her 2 little kids, and the weight of life on her shoulders. But as she placed her items at the checkout counter, reality hit hard. She didn't have enough money. The cashier waited. The line behind her grew impatient, and her heart pounded with embarrassment. Just as she braced herself to put some things back, a deep, reassuring voice spoke from behind. "I got this. Don't worry about it." She turned around, and standing before her was a giant of a man, someone the whole world knew, Shaquille O'Neal. But why would a basketball legend help a complete stranger at a grocery store? What happened next was beyond imagination. The numbers on the cash register screen changed rapidly. 10, 20, 30. A warmth spread across Maddie's face as fear took hold of her. She reached for her wallet, but she didn't even know how much money was left inside. The customers behind her started murmuring. Her little son clung tightly to her leg. "Mom, why are you sad?" he whispered. Maddie swallowed hard but couldn't answer. The cashier's voice was patient but firm. "That'll be $42.35, ma'am." Maddie's hands trembled. She only had a few coins left. "I think I might have to put some things back," she said, embarrassed. The cashier sighed, and the customers waiting in line rolled their eyes. Just then, a deep, powerful voice spoke. "Don't worry, ma'am. Today is on me." Maddie looked up in shock. A towering figure stood before her. Her eyes scanned the man holding a black credit card. For a few seconds, she forgot to breathe. Shaquille O'Neal. What was he doing here? And why was he helping her? The grocery store fell silent. Maddie's eyes filled with tears. But why?" she stammered. Shaq shrugged. "Because I can," he said simply. The little boy stared at Shaq in awe. "Are you a superhero?" he whispered. Shaq laughed, crouched down, and placed a hand on the child's shoulder. "No, buddy. I just like helping people." The cashier smiled and nodded before completing the transaction. Maddie's hands trembled. She tried to hold back tears but couldn't. "How can I ever repay you?" she asked quietly. Shaq shook his head. "You can't. But promise me one thing." Maddie, still in shock, nodded. "Promise me you'll keep going. For your kids, for yourself. Stand up and keep moving forward." Maddie took a deep breath, looking straight into Shaq's eyes, and nodded. "I promise." Shaq reached into his coat pocket and pulled out an envelope, handing it to Maddie. "And this is to help you get started," he said with a warm smile. Maddie's hand shook as she opened the envelope. Her breath caught as she saw the amount inside. $500. In that moment, words weren't enough. But Shaq didn't stop there. "What kind of work did you do?" he asked. Maddie lowered her gaze. "I used to work at a restaurant, but I lost my job because I had no one to watch my kids." Shaq nodded thoughtfully. "We can fix that." Maddie stared at Shaq in disbelief, but he simply smiled and gave her a reassuring nod. A few days later, Maddie walked into a stylish restaurant. She was excited, but also nervous. She approached the receptionist and said, "Shaq sent me here." The restaurant manager smiled warmly. "Yes, we've been expecting you." Maddie could hardly believe it. Shaq had arranged a job interview for her. But the surprises didn't stop there. After the interview, the manager asked, "When can you start?" Maddie froze. I really got the job?" The manager nodded. "Shaq didn't just send you here, he also found a solution for your kids." Maddie's eyes welled up. The manager handed her a card. It was for a local childcare center. "Shaq has paid for your children to attend this daycare for an entire year. Now, You can work knowing they're safe. At that moment, Maddie's world changed. She wasn't just getting help for a day. She was getting a real chance at life. With trembling hands, she pulled out her phone and texted Shaq. That day at the grocery store, I didn't just get food, I got my life back. I owe this to you. A few minutes later, her phone vibrated with a single message. Just one emoji. A smile. That was Shaq's way. Months passed, and Maddie settled into her new job. She woke up every morning with a renewed sense of purpose. She walked her children to the daycare center and watched them play happily before heading off to work. Her confidence grew with each shift, and she quickly became one of the most dedicated employees in the restaurant. One evening, as she was closing up, the restaurant owner approached her. "Maddie, I've been watching you work these past few weeks. You're hardworking, reliable, and always willing to go the extra mile. Would you be interested in training for a management position?" Maddie's eyes widened in disbelief. "Me? A manager?" The owner smiled. "Yes, I see great potential in you, and I believe in giving opportunities to those who work hard for them." Maddie could hardly contain her emotions. This wasn't just a job anymore. It was a future. She immediately thought of Shaq and everything he had done for her. That night, she sent him another message. "Shaq, I just got offered a chance to train as a manager. Because of you, I have hope again." "Thank you," Shaq replied within minutes. "Proud of you. Keep going." Maddie smiled, wiping away a tear. She knew she still had a long journey ahead, but for the first time in a long time, she wasn't afraid of the future. She had learned that even in the darkest moments, a little kindness could light the way. And she promised herself that one day she would do the same for someone else. Years later, Maddie had not only become a restaurant manager, but had also saved enough to enroll in college courses. She was now studying business administration with the goal of opening her own restaurant one day. Inspired by Shaq's kindness, she started a mentorship program at work, helping other single mothers navigate their careers while balancing family life. Maddie's story became a beacon of hope for many. She was invited to speak at community events, sharing her experience and encouraging others never to give up. One day, a woman approached her after a speech, tears in her eyes. "I was in your shoes once. Because of your story, I found the strength to keep going. Thank you." And so, the cycle of generosity continued, proving that one act of kindness had the power to change countless lives. Maddie knew that what had happened at the grocery store wasn't just a fleeting moment. It was the spark that ignited a new path, one filled with opportunity, resilience, and the determination to pay kindness forward. And with every step she took forward, she carried Shaq's lesson with her. Kindness has the power to transform lives, and one small act can create ripples of change that last a lifetime.